Yo, what's going on, part of my presence YouTube channel? I want to discuss something that I saw. It has to do with a Master P and Romeo interview. I believe it was with the Breakfast Club. Now, Master P is known for this, where he comes out with a particular service or a particular product that he's selling, and he pitches it in a form of, you need to support this because it's a black business. You need to support it because I'm one of you. And here's my face on it. It has my name on it. Therefore, come and buy my version of something that's already out there that you've been buying already. And that's pretty much his business model and his pitch. And then when it doesn't work out, when it fails, it is that same group that gets targeted with his frustration, where he starts to down talk on that group and starts saying things like, black people don't want to support, black people are too negative, there's no unity. When Deontay Wilder lost, people were down on him. No. We've been telling Deontay Wilder to work on his boxing skills and his jab and his defense. You gotta listen sometimes, okay? And one of the things about Master P that he's not really listening to this fact. And this is not just black people who are saying this directly to him, but they're saying it through their choice not to purchase his products, is because he is not selling a superior product. He is not selling something based on its added benefit, its must-have qualities. He's selling something strictly based on the fact that it's him selling it. That's not how people buy products and spend their hard-earned money. Unless it's Jordan's, then it's all about the name, and you have I guess the word is cachet. But Jordan's name will always have cachet. Always have that je ne sais quoi, I guess you want to call it. But Master P, he doesn't have that je ne sais quoi. He's lost that long time ago, since Cash Money took over from the 99 to the year 2000. It's been over for the No Limit Tank and the No Limit Soldiers. Back in the late 90s, everyone was making them say, dunking on the basketball court, sitting on the rim, having tanks in the gym, on the basketball courts, scratching up the basketball courts and leaving marks. But those days are over. So for you to think that people should support you and buy these products that you have not shown has a unique feature about it, just to buy something off of the name alone, that is the wrong business model to have. And I don't know anybody in the right mind would sell or pitch a product in that sense, thinking that it's going to be successful. And this, I think, is not just a Master P problem. This is a celebrity problem. Come buy my products because that product is attached to me. You could buy Master P diapers, Master P keychains, Master P golf hats, Master P socks, No Limit aprons, No Limit pots and pans, No Limit army fatigue shoes, gloves, just because it has the name No Limit on it. Those days are gone. Do those gloves have a heat sensor in it so that I can still put them on and have access to my phone? Are those socks 100% cotton so they're breathable? Do they whisk away the sweat from my right ankle? What's the added benefit of the product? If you can't sell a product to me from that angle, tell me why I should buy it. I don't care if it has no limit on it or not. It's not effective. But yet you talk down on people for not supporting you. And this is the ego of the celebrity. My name is on it. I'm famous. Hey, I'm for you. I have a great message. You need to support me. You need to provide a product that works. Because if you ask me, that whole business model of putting my face on a product, putting my name on a product, it's similar to when you go to a convention center and the company has a whole bunch of items with the name or the company logo on it. Like you go to a convention center and they give you a water bottle with the logo on it, a keychain with the logo on it, pens, a mouse pad, like you still use those, the company logo on it and the address and all the information on it to get in touch with them. A pot holder with the company logo on it. They call them knickknacks. You know, stuff that you could get from one of those stores online that can make a whole bunch of items and have your company logo on it for you to give away. All that is just for name retention. Okay, when all of the ad space that you buy is, you know, dead and gone, the billboards come down after the 30 days. Out of sight, out of mind. But if you put your company's logo on a water bottle, that water bottle is taken into that person's home, is left on the shelf. There's gatherings at the house, everybody gets to see it. You are now continually, perennially advertising to multiple people on any given day. You take that same water bottle to work, now you're walking billboard at work. Oh, what's this company? I gotta Google it. What's this about? And that's another form of advertising. But Master P, is that what he's doing? Is he selling advertising? Is this about making his name click again? Making himself trendy again? Or are you really trying to sell a great tasting ramen noodle? And this is what you have to ask yourself. Okay, and another thing I want to bring to your attention is that more times it's better not to place your name on a company or a product. There's a reason why corporations were created. A corporation is technically a separate entity. It's a person of itself, and it was created to separate the entity, the business, from the individual who owns said business. Okay, so if you ever sue the company, you sue the corporation. You can't take the personal items of the person who owns it, the owner. On top of that, you get to keep your anonymity. You get to be the person in the background, collecting all the money while the business is in the forefront. The business gets the recognition. The business gets the praise. You don't get the praise, but you get all the money. Now think about this, because the corporation's name might be Dax Products. Who's Dax? No one knows who Dax is. Is Dax even a human being? No. Dax was just made up. It doesn't even mean anything. You put three random words together. D-A-X. Dax. No relation to the pomade. Dax is owned by somebody named Jeffrey T. Boone, who lives out in Iowa. Nobody knows it belongs to him. He walks up and down the street. No care in the world. No one ever stops him to say, hey, what's going on with the sodium levels in your ramen noodles? Nobody asks him because they don't know he owns it. All they know is that Dax sells ramen noodles and they can't find Dax anywhere to ask him these questions, to scrutinize his business, to protest, to give feedback, to create backlash. No one knows where to find Dax. But when Master P decides to attach his face, his likeness, his name, his reputation, his brand, and attach it to the product, you gotta take the good with the bad. You are going to be the target naturally. So when you say people are coming to me asking all these questions, but they wouldn't ask another ramen noodle company those questions because that ramen noodle company doesn't have the owner's face on the product. With their IG handle, with the Twitter handle, with the Facebook username, all present to be contacted. So you gotta ask yourself, is this ego driven? Is this about Master P and him being who he is in his brand? And he's upset that his brand no longer has the same panache as, say, a Lil Baby's muffin holders, or Jay-Z's lip balm, or Snoop Dogg's silky bandanas where he puts on his head. Would those sell better? Yeah, they probably would, because those guys are current celebrities. They're trendy. They're currently in the stratosphere of celebrities. They're making money now. They're relevant, I guess is the best word to use. So yes, they could still sell things based off their name alone. But all in all, it's disingenuous. Master B can no longer do that. His name, his face no longer holds that weight, sad to say. He needs to step back, find a product that he could do some R&D on, research and development, build on the brand, get the right logo for the brand, create a name and an identity for the product that's all on its own, that's independent of you and no limit. Put money behind it. Don't be the salesman and the owner. Just be the owner from the sidelines. And take the angle that this product is a must-have product because it does A, B, C, and D, and it does it better than all of the other competitors in that same field, in that same class. And that's how you get people to buy your product. Is it superior? Is it cost effective? What are the benefits? What are the features? That's how you have a good business model. Not based on selling something off your face alone. You no longer have that leverage, Master P. And you really shouldn't be chastising black folks for the fact that you're not selling your ramen noodles. Because quite frankly, I'd rather eat the Boosie Badass Cheetos or whatever he has selling, the barbecue chips, the Master P's ramen noodles. I ain't never eaten ramen noodles in my life. Luckily, I graduated and I was in that phase where I'm eating junk food as a student. But again, that's my 2 cents of it. If you're selling the product, focus on the features, the added benefit, what makes your product unique, what makes your service stand out above the rest. Not putting your face on it thinking that in itself is enough to sway people to give you their hard-earned money. On the flip side, and this must be said, I have to give all the props to Master P because all the things that he's done over the past maybe 20, 25 years, he showed us that if you bet on yourself, that if you invest in yourself and believe in either the product that you have or the idea that you have, or believe in your name brand, you can make it work. And you can get people on board to support you. You can get yourself to be in positions that you never would have thought you would have been in if you didn't take that risk and bet on yourself. And I'll never forget what Master P said on, I believe it was not Beyonce, but her sister. Her sister had an album that was pretty much critically acclaimed, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. But he has a clip, an interlude on her album, Beyonce's sister's album. And Master P tells a story about how he went into the offices of a record label and they offered them, I think it was something like 100,000 or maybe yeah, I think it was 100,000 for a record deal. And he turned it down. And his partners that were with him, they're all, questioning him, why would he turn it down? And, that's a lot of money. And, they could use that money to do other things with it and, to build capital and whatnot and leverage. And what Master P said in response was that if this company, this label, who doesn't know me from nowhere, is offering me 100,000, I must be worth 10 times more than that. I must be worth millions. And that's a very good point, because when you're in business and you're the owner, the businessman, and you want to recruit young talent and you want to recruit a new idea, you never give the new recruit, the new talent, the new creative more money than what you would get out of the deal. You give them small percentages out of the big picture, the big pie, because you want to make sure that you get all of the money at the end of the day when the deal goes through and money's being made. So imagine if they're willing to give him 100,000, he must be worth a lot more than that if he were to do it on his own. And he stuck to his guns, he saw it through, he trusted the process, and he did it the right way. And that's betting on yourself. So at the end of the day, as much as I could criticize Master P and the fact that he still uses his name, his image, his likeness to push his products, he still has the business mind, the guts, the entrepreneurial skills, the wherewithal to get ahead than everybody else. Because you don't really have to go, remember, and this is the biggest thing, you never had to go platinum to become a millionaire in this business. If you owned your own record label and you get more money for every album or single that's sold. All you need to sell is 100,000. And that was considered going wood back in the days. But 100,000 all you needed to make $1 million in profit. So imagine what you get if you went gold, if you went platinum and owned your own record label, getting a majority of that dollar, majority of that cut. And this is where people like Master P, people like Brian and Ronald Williams, this is where people like Puff, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, this is where all those guys, have inspiring stories and something to look up to. Even 50 Cent as well too in his story. Suge Knight, his story as well too. Eazy-E. It's a lot of black figures who've pretty much decided to buck the system and make their own way, bet on themselves, and they decided that they're going to do it on their own, and they reap the benefits all to themselves. So kudos to Master P, kudos to Romeo Miller, kudos to No Limit. I salute them. I don't eat ramen noodles, so you'll never see me buy those. But at the same time, he is dropping jewels. Take that hour a day, learn about financial literacy, because no one's gonna watch over your cash better than you can. So get yourself up to speed, trust the process, keep going, and understand that the business model is not flawed if you see it through. That's my 2 cents, part of my presence. YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm not gonna hate on Master P. I'll critique him, but at the same time, I will support him. Peace.